Welcome back to more Auction Not Included for Beginner Guide. It's going to be part two on kind of base building. So last time we went over kind of planning where our base is going to be, what to look out for, kind of got a rough idea of where we're going to place it. Just with where our base was, with our current base and stuff in the way, we did need these ranches out of the way. We also need some other stuff out of the way soon. But it's been a few cycles. We did get our ranches built. We have moved our stone hatches over. We also cleared out some of our mealwood. Our hatches aren't up to full production at the moment. So, we should go there. Food might be a little lean for a little bit, but we have 240,000 kilocalories. So we got like 30 cycles of food. Algae is also getting a little low, but we're going to be digging out a fair amount of it to help with that. But the goal for today, we're going to kind of get our box set up, get our new checkpoints. Oh yeah, we've also gotten all this polluted water cleared out. We just threw down a bunch of some more thimbleweed, and then we also just threw some into a liquid reservoir. Same we kind of get around here, just so people don't get into the Atmo required zone. But some of those will have to move later and stuff. But this probably gets us into a situation that's probably a little closer to what someone's starting out with, where I know I'm not producing enough calories for this colony right now, because we're going to have to wait for our hatches to spin up to get our ranches full. And we've also cut back our mealwood. So I know I'm not making food right now. So calories are going to start going down, and our algae is getting close. So we are on a bit of a clock now to kind of fix some of these issues. But I think we're fine for the most part right now, that we can work on getting the base redesigned, then we can kind of assess where we are on getting some other projects going. So where we have the ranches out of the way now, power is probably going to be a thing we're going to have to move after, but we'll move power last. We have set up this little area here by the supply teleporter that we're moving our power grid to, just because we're mostly going to be on coal power at the moment, which, if our coal's over here, then instead of trying to get our coal all the way over to, originally I thought about here or somewhere else, we're just going to put our coal next to where we are making our coal. We did clear out this water tank, the simple solution of drop it down out of the way. Our carbon skimmer is currently flooded, so this is slowly going to fill with CO2. We may have to come down here and fix that, but it'll be fine. Because for the most part with this water as well, we are just going to do the lazy solution of drop it down here. We may have to dig some stuff out, but this is probably going to be the most scuffed project we're working on. So, for the most part, everywhere I kind of have planned for the base doesn't have anything really bad that I've got to watch over. It's mostly this little clipping of the slime biome. So let's start getting kind of our rough area down. So where I want to be able to kind of control our base and stuff, all of our exterior walls are going to be insulated tile. So I already decided that our enter point is going to be 2 points above the teleporter. And then our interior floors, we're going to do a granite, just because granite gets a decor bonus. This is just for me to kind of rough out some stuff we're doing, because we're also going to be doing liquid lock after our Atmos suits, just like we did here. Probably set it up later, and then we'll be using an insulated door. It would look something like, not like that. Roughly something like this. Because our dupes can climb 2 tiles up. Because what you may have seen some people do to get like a true lock would be a double liquid lock, and then this area would be a vacuum. And that stops gas, and for the most, it pretty much also stops heat transfer, because any heat from the exterior would only go into this lock. This stays a vacuum, then nothing leaves our base. It takes a lot of space. It's not super aligned. Insulated doors, I find fix that most of that thing of where I can just put a full thing of insulation between the exterior and our liquid lock. Very little stuff's going to change in this area. It also keeps everything in a nice square shape. So we know this is the wall on this side. So now we're going to go over to here. We know we are expanding this by 1. So I know that'll be a tile eventually. So our door is roughly there. Now I want to go over by... right about here is going to be where the door ends. So I'm just going to get... the roof tiles down. And because I don't want any of this bad gas getting in here, bring that down there so I can clear this tile out after. We're just going to put tiles here, and that way they, I guess I got to go all the way down here. This way, no gas will get in. We'll just deconstruct them from the other side. I don't need that to be there. I'll want this to be airflow tiles. Then a thing we're also going to do, or it's already in here. Conveniently, we do have a bin for igneous rock in the base, so that should help some travel time. So it'll take a little bit. Insulated tiles do take a bit to build up. We'll just start getting this all blocked off. Because the other thing right now, like we have this ration box we're going to need to move. We got a couple different things we're going to need to move. So we can get rid of our forge. We're going to leave our water sieve for a little bit. I'm going to wait on building that tile out. Yeah, we did add some more atmo checkpoints here. A thing to do when you have double locks like this, make sure you copy your settings to the other door. We had Ada stuck outside because they couldn't enter from that side for a bit. We allowed Ada out because Ada is our mechatronic, and then we also let our ranchers because we got to run our ranch. That's there. You can see we are not doing the door dropper design because we do have a mechatronic now. We're switching to probably the build you see more everywhere else of just auto sweepers to conveyor loaders. So our conveyor loaders will look for meat for when hatches die, stone hatch eggs, any of that, all the hatch eggs. And then also coal. More for later. The coal's not doing much now. What they will do, if we go to our shipping overlay, they go in to the conveyor rail, ride the conveyor rail down to our evolution chamber. We did add the layer for the evolution chamber. And just for that, just a note with your rails when you're doing them in stables. While an egg is on a rail, it is still considered in the stable, so you want to run your rails through the walls and the doors and so forth, so they're not in the stable. They leave as fast as possible. Besides that there, we have 3 incubators now. It is in the description for the ranching video on how you do the appropriate math for how many incubators you need. So it would be... for an unpowered incubator with hatches. Hatches live for 100 cycles. They take 20 cycles to hatch. 100 divided by 20 is 5. One unpowered incubator will support 5 tame hatches. If you power your incubators, then times that number by 5, because that speeds up incubation 5 times. We have no power over here yet. We're mostly just getting things out of the way and keeping them stable. So... I like I said, I like the easy math of roughly 1 incubator per ranch. Just helps keep it so your ranches should always be at capacity. I find with unpowered, sometimes you have lulls and high, and especially early, it's a lot of refined metal. I think it's easier to set up the automations so they're not running all the time. It'll just take you less metal, because with 3 power decorators, I could support 75 hatches, where we're only going to be doing 24. Anyway, waiting here, getting the rest of this built. We do need to dig this out of the way. That build is unreachable. That's fine. We're going to put an insulated tile here, because I always can climb up 2 tiles, and I'll get to that there. That there. And these 2 I can just regular tiles, because that's going to get replaced with a door later. Never mind. These 2 are probably going to have to be insulated later. I think I always forget whenever planning out rooms is I plan the room out, but then not the wall afterwards. So there we go. This will be 64. This is our exterior wall. And then some of these will probably have to change with insulated later. Get this level, and then that determines where our Atmos suits are going to be. We do want to work reasonably quick. Like I said, we are not netting food at the moment. We do have, like, a good backlog of eggs and whatnot. Not that way. We go like this. This we want to be insulated, and we're going to want to keep an eye on our igneous, because we're going to use a lot of igneous, because like each insulated tile takes 400 kgs. Blueprint, we're still looking for a good building dupe. I've not seen any while we were waiting. Then we'll also have to make some slight change to our insulation later. Losing power just because we're over exerting on the power transformer. Because the power transformers can only have 1,000 watts going through it. There's also like a weird... They don't... It's kind of a lag on charging them. Then after this here, we're going to have a lot of room shuffling. A lot of stuff's not where I want it at the moment. This washroom's roughly where I want it. Because what the plan is, we have our 2 sides to our entrance. And then we're going to have our organic and bionic washroom. But this is probably going to be where my kitchen is. So I need to move where the cots are. And then this will be the Great Hall below it. Our barracks is probably going to move where our power grid is. So just while we're waiting for that, let's throw down our coal here. We're just going to build these out of gold amalgam, gives them a little more overheat. The reason we kind of did this shape here, because this way an auto sweeper can get to everything. We also want a smart battery, which we're going to put the smart battery here. Put this tile here now. And then I want to run my automation first. We may have to just we can set this up now. So I have this sweeper here for 2 different auto sweepers I'm going to need here. Because we don't have, under our research, we need to get to the next tier of research. It annoys me so much how late it is to get solid filters. But I can't, like, sort out what I'm shipping. So we're going to have one of these do coal, and the other will get meat for later. Because I probably am going to need to move the power plant, because I didn't think I'd be moving my... I did not think I would be moving all my power that soon. That's fine. Get that going while we slowly adjust things out here. So it might not be ideal. Like, our morale's reasonably good, so we can be in, like, a shoddy bedroom for a little bit. There we go. We got this built out now. The annoying thing with farm tiles is you can't just destroy them right away. We can slowly get some of this cleared out, and then also get the wheels cleared out of here. Shouldn't be that hard to run power back into the base, because I didn't think ahead on. It'll just take a while for this to get built, just because Ada is our only mechatronic, and Ada is currently sick. Because Higby's the only one really I'm putting skills into the moment, because we have a bit of a drop in our morale when people are out, so every so often we see, like, stress go up, like, 1% or something, just because mostly decor. Decor is the main thing killing our morale at the moment. I don't want anyone, like, getting too sad. There we go. We got this built out now, so let's... I know that's where these are going to go. Let me clear these out now. We might have a blip in morale just because of our washroom not being functional for a little bit. Then I can deconstruct these tiles out. A couple different projects all going at once. A ration box we need to mostly move out of the way. This one stone hatchling that didn't get transferred to the move, we'll just attack them, get them out of the way. Stone hatchlings have a lot of health. The only thing is I can't get these transformers out of the way. I have to get this water out of the way. So what we're going to do... Just gonna open this right up. Don't know what caused it there. We'll see what gets flooded. I have a feeling I want to dig this out. My concern is the slime failing. What we're gonna do... We're gonna dig at an angle to dig these out. Bit of a blip in our power. People are gonna be mad because they're wet and whatnot. It's not a fun place to be. Another thing of we just kind of need various things out of the way. Fortunately, putting batteries and high conductive wires in water does not have any adverse effects to your tubes. Battery is totally fine. Dig like this just so I can get this out of the way. Because if I dig it all out, they can't reach that tile. It may not be ideal, but we might be losing our barracks for a little bit just to get the beds moved. There's going to be a lot of multitasking. I'm going to try to... Like I said, we are on a little bit of a clock. Our algae's good for a while. And we can dig out more. Because there's like all this here I can dig out. There's this I can get. Still lots of it around. Not as much. Okay, the annoying thing when stuff floods, even if it is no longer a flooding amount, you do need to mop it. Get this all mopped. Mop down here so we can get our carbon skimmer going. Yes, we're just keeping an eye on all the projects we're trying to do. Okay, so we got our 2 checkpoints. Pitcher pumps down here because we need those to build our liquid locks. You know. Can start building across here for our washroom. So replace our floor with granite. Like, the annoying thing with the washroom is the washroom is just ever so slightly out of line. Gonna get rid of the hatches as they show up while we dig stuff out. Slowly getting our power grid updated. Like some, like there's a good amount of coal there, so it should be able to self-power itself once it kind of kicks on. Almost. Like, building digging's okay, but decreased construction's kind of bad. We'll reject all these. Like, it'll be easy when I start recruiting bionics. I'm looking to get, like, one of each of the bionics. I believe that is 6. The hard part with... I mean, I'm probably just gonna edit to get all the unique ones right away. The game likes giving you duplicate bionics. Just because there's not many of them. We're just going to double check that I am building everything in line correctly. Okay. So, 1 washroom. What we're going to do... It kind of messes up with the way I originally planned to line things up. Because we had the plan of we go 3 and then 3. But a water sieve needs 4 plus the reed fiber. And then our overflow. And then 3, but I think we're... Okay, depending on how we design the Cool Steam Geyser, we may be able to get just straight lines the whole way. It's not that big of a deal. But we do need to get a water sieve down here. Because we're going to move our water sieve outside. Means we do need this ladder down a little more. Take this over. Then we can work on getting our organic washroom redone. We don't have to get our bionic one right away. I just need to plan where a bionic washroom is going. Might make our cooling loop a little weird, but we're a ways away from that. I'll explain why it makes it weird when we get to it. I'm just waiting for this to get dug out. We're waiting for that. Get our beds down until we can... Actually... Entrance, washroom, kitchen, lab, dining, utility... Okay, bedrooms... Okay, I could just build the bedroom on this side instead. This might be a little weird. That way we can keep our barracks bonus, because we only need one barracks right now. We still only have 8 duplicates. Okay, perfect. Another one, we can just set some granite up. As we know where this stuff is going. Keep working down this igneous line. Okay, good there. And just plant a thing of thimbleweed down here. Because we did have some issue of, like, everything up here is hot because of, we kind of got through the abyss light and we're touching where the steam vent was going. So then, our washroom, we need our water sieve. Which, that is the pathing I want for it. I want this to be insulated pipe. So... Okay, all this piping is going to get moved anyway. That to... I'm just trying to think to save myself headaches for making, like, my pipes look nice. You don't have to make your pipes look nice, but it's going to be the thing again of I want my overflow going to this thimble reed. I think we're going to do... Get everything nice and compact. I may regret this decision later when I have to run some other stuff. That way there. Do the double bridge. This will just make my life a bit easier for building some of this temporary stuff. And deconstruct. Actually, no, don't deconstruct this hydroponic. What I want to do... I want to empty the storage. Otherwise, I believe it would put a bunch of polluted water down. Just gonna put this at a 9. What's that? Cycle 100. Oh, cycle 100. Forget, did they get a morale bonus for cycle 100? Oh, really? But we did make it to cycle 100. Good milestone. Okay, so we can get our new barracks down. Out here. Two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8 beds. It's a blip about something. The airflow and stuff will probably make more sense later. A lot of it's to fix, one, helping our vent travel through the space, in case we do get a bad gas, keep it from, like, flipping over a gas vent and then resulting in, popped eardrums in our base. Oh, geez, they built those fast. As always, want to make sure I'm doing granite. So there, we got our barracks moved. So we are going to do a little bit of future-proofing with our kitchen. To kind of get into kind of more advanced food storage later. This all dug out now. Okay. I do need this power grid built. So let's go to our construction. We're going to up all this construction to 6. And this heavy watt wire we're going to do at 6. Well, as all, we'll start this on 9030 for now. I can flip the power in there in a minute. For now, line it up with where I think the gonna run it like this. I want to make sure like my dupes can't get over here without atmo suits. We're just gonna get rid of this one tile. But we do need this high power over here, and we can kind of fudge building our transformers and stuff. To the point I messed up one of these, and this should be a power transformer here. To go over like this, and then we're still just going to use 2-strand. I'm probably going to move where this transformer is later, so I don't care about doing it with 2-strand wire. so I can get it on its own power grid. Oh, I have a feeling in my last video, and probably this one too, a lot of times I muted Oni when trying to mute my mic just because it changed the things. They're slightly different order. Okay, so I know this one is getting coal. And I'll just take one manual delivery to kind of get it all going. So we just keep an eye on our algae. So there's still lots of algae we can dig up. Keep an eye on our food. We got lots of food. Like, some of these things might be a little overkill on the project. Do need this automation wire. Do I just not have copper? Oh, I just don't have copper. That would explain why. No. Just make 2. Gonna up this priority because I need this now. But you can see here where we don't have the overflow for the polluted water, it's looping back. But what we can do... try to get these connected in, just so I can get the line filled. I think it's about there to line it up. Oh, I need a lot more than 2. I think I need 10. I also need the auto sweeper. We'll get 10. Take the spore for now from the prehistoric. I kind of want to test some stuff between like spore versus sleetweed for getting grain. Waiting on the igneous rock. See, like, we went through a lot, and we're also eating it, so we may have to dig out more igneous to get our base down. Very much a manufactured crisis on my part. I guess I dropped some eggs down there. I think that's why they keep showing up. So... let me dig this out just because I have more... a little more igneous dug out. But like, once I'm able to kind of just dig without worrying anything out, like, this is all igneous rock. I have all this granite and igneous rock down here. I want to dig the closer stuff. Gonna do... Right, it won't work that way. Why? There we go. Logic just gets a little weird sometimes. Okay, so where I have those toilets primed, I can get rid of this toilet. And we have 3. Shower. Get our 2 showers. And then medicine. Get a sink down for now. Go. Stuff's just gonna move in very weird shapes until we get all this down. Oh, no power. Allow manual generation, or manual delivery until it starts running. Clearing out our algae. It's... Are out of copper again? Okay, I'm just gonna put copper on here. Waiting for the deliveries, I guess. Oh, that's a problem. My suits are failing. Station, exosuit. Just throw it in here for now. Because I know this will be in the base. Thought my suits would last longer. Please build this now. Still lots of food. Yeah, we're having some issues with kind of how gas travels here for whoever's sleeping on the end. Because CO2 gets stuck in the corners, which one thing we're going to fix when we get more of the base kind of down. But like I said, right now we're kind of working around our old base and having to get like systems out of the way. So it's not a pretty process. But it's better to do this here where we kind of work it in parts. I want fixing our suits to be the highest priority. Also doing a bad thing of putting a lot of things on high priority, but I know these are very short tasks and I haven't thrown a ton of them down. There we go. Okay. So then... I do like this... mod is somewhat nice for visualizing stuff, but also do find it hard to read some things. Just realizing it's not a washroom right now because it's actually just too big. Yeah, max 64 tiles. Build 2 more there, and then we put a door here. Airflow, and we can deconstruct this. All I need is power to this, and it'll run itself after that. The scary thing of once you do get away from wheels and taking things off wheels is the kind of just jump-starting systems. Because then once you have the power, the sweeper will run it forever. There we go. We do got our room overlay again. Our room back, I should say. There we go. So that should all be fine now. Okay, there we go. And our new power grid is running on its own. Perfect. So that's all out of the way. So this is more of a thing for the future where I know I want ladders this way. Is we build transformers now. This way we don't have all this heavy watt or eventually conductive heavy watt getting into our base. Since there's only like 2 things in here I really got to run for power, but we'll get this in now. Build the large transformer now, because I'm going to regret it if I don't. I can change the type of wire I'm running into it later when I have better access to refined. Might be a long video just because I need to get this. We are on a time crunch now. At least to get the base down, then we'll be on a time crunch to probably stabilize our oxygen. Because it's the thing with algae, like eventually, it's the thing with algae. You think you have a lot, and then suddenly it just goes. A lot of it's because I'm trying to repressurize. Like there's a lot of oxygen here. And get some of our rooms down. It'll make more sense later when we get into kind of some mid-game projects. Gonna plan that now. I do not need this here now. Figure out our old plumbing later. it is... I don't care about this running nice for now. I need this to go to here. Still no good building dupes. There we go. We got a nice, good power grid. Okay, and then we need our wire run. Like, conductive would be the ideal, but for now, this is more of a, I need this just going. I need power to the oxygen. So I'll shut down our grill. That's fine. What we will do, just temporarily, will be this. This might blow some fuses. See in here, I don't have that much actually running. It's mostly the suits and stuff. Okay, so now we can clear out the old power grid. We'll leave the battery on. Or nah, we'll get all this back. Then we just make sure everything in the base is getting power. Okay. Okay, everything in the base that needs power is getting power. So now, it's not going to be the ideal. So I know here we are putting our Great Hall is going to go here. And then I've set it up this way because I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're going to have, okay, room for a bunch of communal tables, and then we will need a pedestal. And then we just need a rec building. We're still just going to go with a water cooler for now. It'll probably change over to telephones later. And then because I need decor, we're going to do the simple thing, which is just throw a thing of corner trim in. And once I move that, I can move this. Okay, Great Hall. I can clear this out now. All this heavy watt wire we can get rid of. Because you can't build tiles over heavy watt. A lot of this 2-strand we can also clear out. And all this automation we can also clear out. Things moving a lot quicker now. I'm not trying to adjust for systems. So, like, our food's good. Dip down a little bit. Algae. Little scary, but we're getting through that. And I got our pressure normalized. Get rid of this element sensor. We can also just get rid of this carbon skimmer. Okay. Get rid of the storage bin. Get rid of this. Next is the kitchen. So eventually we will be setting up infinite storage for our food, which is roughly going to be... How do I want to do it? I think it'll be like this. Because what's going to be going down here with a bit of water will be a regulator. But we need steel before we can really do this. But because we know where it's going to go, we're going to plan for it in advance. I think it'll be like that. Because I'm going to have to set some things up here. Also get like gas and whatnot in. I'm just going to build these 2 tiles here so I know where my auto sweepers are going. I don't need this regulator at the moment. Do I get an ornament yet? I don't. I can get an ornament to make a banquet hall. That was one of the changes in the last quality of life patch. Okay. I'll need more CO2 in there, but this is just because auto sweepers can grab through corners. So I know the auto sweeper goes here. So that means conveyor loader has to go there. So then for my food, I can go, because we're probably just going to do an electric grill and a gas range. We can just put our electric grill here, and then we can grab food out and set everything up. Because this has to go there. Okay. Yep. Second will go there for later, and then we're going to have 2 fridges here for different things. Thing I want to know is if it will work for what I need it to do. Well, we can have 1 for now. So we'll need power. Can deconstruct these now. Get this out of the way. Build more flooring. Okay, just make barbecue and pickled meal forever. Edible, barbecue, frost buns, and pickle meal. Frost buns. We are getting a bit of free sleet wheat. A lot of the food we have in here is like the muckroot I don't have to put in, meal bars I don't have to put in. those systems we'll get into more once we are able to set up infinite storage. For now, I know the kitchen goes here. We'll have some other stuff in there. So I have a free room as kind of a utility workshop. And then we have our second barracks here. 5, 6, 7, 8. And deconstruct this door. We can get some more. Okay. Do need this swept before I block it off. Or I can still keep going down. So then or who got trapped? Forgot I do have this open still. Up that to a 7. Got more granite to get down here. Let's remember again. Conveniently, it's kind of annoying. Build those just because I'm probably gonna have to flip them. 2, 3, 4. This is probably gonna give us more space than we ever actually need. I'm just debating, do I want to build the base to the full size now? I think we will. Because that'll let us either get... Because what it'll let us do, we will be able to upgrade our rooms, maybe. And then I just don't have to, like, readjust stuff later. So then if I go... 4... lines up with there, and then I just have to have a little dip for the CO2 pit. Okay. So we get all the way down. We may not get all the way down. Still don't want to get this polluted oxygen into my base. We might build from like a weird side. Keep an eye on the algae. Same with the igneous rock. Oh, you got trapped. If there's a way to trap themselves, they will find it. Slowly getting a base. It'll be a very big base. Very much overkill. But maybe just save us some headaches later. Because I know the absolute lowest I can go on the base is this floor. If I know that is the bottom, and I'm already deciding these are my access points, then we might as well go to the bottom. Because we will probably have a fair amount of dupes here for the Somnium. Because that will, that requires a lot of dupes. We want to run it non-stop. I might as well plan to have a fairly large colony here. Won't be much more. I mean, like, add another barracks. I mean, we can put a bunch of rec rooms and fun stuff for them. If they're complaining about it being chilly, that means, yep, there's a liquid tile there. When we do get bionics, if you ever want to find a really fun way to see like how much just random liquid you leave around a base, get a bionic. Like the rust. There we go. We'll get all the way down to here. Getting into this might be a little awkward. That I may have to approach from this side. But I do need to block these tiles in. I think I've been noticing since the patch is sometimes you like do stuff in a line and it like randomly skips. Okay, I do need more igneous rock. Seven, 8. Dig this out. We'll get another chunk of algae. But yeah, like, hatches inhale igneous rock. But like, once we get this here, some of the stuff kind of stable, we will be able to kind of just strip mine out the entire asteroid, which will keep us going for a while. But we almost have everything down we need for igneous. The reason we did our washroom in insulated pipes is more for when we move on to setting up a cooling system. Dupey comes out at a fixed temperature. I think it is... See it here. Yeah, it always comes out at 34 degrees. It's the fair number of degrees higher than what you usually want your base at. So I just insulate it. Almost done getting all our igneous down. Like I said, we're going a little big for the base. Do not trap yourself. Okay. I want this tile built here so no one can get down there. Downside, I may lock myself out of a bunch of algae. Problem. They will find a way to trap themselves. There. Now they can't do it. I guess they still potentially can. Take a little bit getting down here just because of... they get a little bit of slime lung in. It's fine. Slime lung will die in clean oxygen, so like it's not that big of a deal. Ah, yes. Disable this building. Or get a bunch of food poisoning. Well, there's no food poisoning in it, but just in case. It'll be roughly where the bottom is. We're going to have a dip for our CO2. I think this exterior stuff we're just going to build from the other side. It helps if I can line things up. Be to about here. Oh, no, 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 no. Move to. That's exactly what I wanted to avoid. Block yourselves off. There we go. Doesn't look like it added too much in. We'll dig it over from this side to get kind of this room built out. Take us a little bit of algae. This conveyor loader will get used more later. Because the idea for this one here is it will grab the meat from our evolution room and then send it to where we do our infinite storage. But it'll be a little bit before we get to those. Just for here, I'm not sure if how I want to do my filling for this tile. A couple different options. Last bit cleared out. Yeah, should tell them to get cooked seafood. Because I know it takes 5 cycles for like my mealwood to grow, I'm not concerned about this until I start getting down to like 60,000 kilocalories. Because at that point, then I have to throw down a bunch of mealwood. We're gonna have a bit of some bad gas in here, but what we're gonna do to deal with that is just sandstone vacuum this out. Similarly, we'll just corner tile into here. And then where I got this all blocked out, I can dig this out now too. Didn't take a minute just because of granite and dig commands. What else can we do while we're waiting? I think we can deconstruct these Atmo suits. A bit of a trek around, but just disable access for everybody. Well, you may get trapped. Didn't realize I had a dupe over there. Traffic bug. Still no building dupes, so I'll take the Adilla seed. Then you need water to get my liquid locks filled. Would be the easiest place. Water, auto bottle, water, enable auto bottle, so we can get these filled up. They do have idle dupes. That's not a time I should be having idle dupes, but a lot of it's going to be limited by skill or atmosuit access. Okay, we're back up to 5 tons of algae, so that problem is solved for a little bit. And they're on critters. Our food should be back to normal soon. Try to keep an eye on these so that they don't overfill. Graphic bug annoys me. Minerals. Taking a quick look that I have built everything out of granite. But also help with pressure because we kind of contained a lot of the area we need to be working in. Okay, that's everything out of there. Drop these down to 5s. Just get our other doors. Thing I like to do, just kind of help with airflow, is kind of do like L's and T's. And then I also like to get one in the back of the room so stuff doesn't get stuck in corners. And then for our utility tile, we also make it an airflow. I could set this up now to set up for like natural tiles and stuff, but that's a little ways off and a little more advanced, so we will not be doing that for now. Can dig this out. Now the slow process. Building vacuum boxes. So vacuum box, like, if I decided, like, I want all this room to be a vacuum before I work in it, then you just build it out with tiles. It's usually faster than pumping it out. So I need to build out over to here, and then we can close it off. Just to try and limit slime lung getting into our base. Gonna manually move this food. What's left here? Nothing I care about. So that, and then we get this blocked off. Didn't see what the message was. I think a lot of it's just going to be commuting at the moment because we're kind of going very roundabout to a lot of the stuff we need. That'll clean up in a minute. Like, air pressure's good in our box. A lot of metal and suits and stuff we'll get back once I clear out old checkpoints. This cleared. And then we'll readjust our vents. I like for the vents, usually I put them over wherever my utility tiles are. We'll go all the way down. Oh no. I don't like one up at the top, just in case hydrogen gets in. Our vents will all be here. We can get our gas vents cleaned up. So I think a lot of this is just going to be the slow process of waiting on our... this to get boxed out. While I am waiting, what we can do, this tile doesn't need to be here, or this one, or this one, or this deodorizer. I'll need to adjust it. I want it a little bit lower. So, would do... a little bit for the CO2. The ideal way to do it would be kind of stair step it, just due to how gas works. Because like I said, that's why we have the airflow tiles in the corner. Just where I kind of went down to this, and where I want to maximize my space. Likely won't be enough to matter. Do just have to block this out too. And then I do want a gas element sensor here. And then some more airflow tiles. Trying to limit our slime loan. I kind of wish build priority was like on a per tile. Because these I want done at the highest priority. You can see there, like, we cleaned through our igneous, then just dug this out, and we're already back to, I think, around where we started at the start of this video. It's a bit of a long one where we're... I want to show the whole process. Like, we're juggling a lot of things to get this base up. Okay, this one's good. Insulated door here. Our insulated tile. I want the gas element to check for carbon dioxide. Then we can just put a buffer gate. We'll build it correctly this time. Be a bit of a long line for our water for it. It'll be a little annoying, but not the worst in the world. Now we're just waiting for this bottle emptier to get filled for this lock. Because once I have this lock out, I can open this up and put in the other door. We can start changing where our access points are. Oh, deconstruct that. So they're a bit of a short run kind of doing the pre-mill and the planning, but there was not much I could do while waiting for the ranch to get going, where this is a lot more active. You can see, like, I have things I need to be managing while doing this. I think it's about an hour and a half to kind of get everything going. The problem I have right now is a lot of idle dupes. Okay, so we have this one here. We can get our checkpoint down. And then get our 5 docks. And we always want to fill the ones to the front first. Still no building dupes. No, do not bridge this one. Bridge this way. Also, switch that out now. So this will probably take a decent hit into our algae. And refinement. I'm gonna put the rock crusher. This is 100% a temporary rock crusher. I just want it somewhere close. Because I just need more refined metal now. Okay, there we go. And then we deliver suits. And clearance vacancy. It's like one more drop over there, and then this one will be good to go. Or I'm gonna need more than 10. We're at 20 going. Skills. Higby. We do have our second mechatronic now. We also have plumbing, and plumbing's going to put in a lot of work. Ada is good. Just, I don't want to start putting Atmo on everybody until I get the space up and we get oxygen changed over. We almost have kind of the shell done, and that's just moving our checkpoints. And after that, I'll be moving our oxygen and setting up kind of water storage and processing. That'll kind of get us at full stability. It's going to be rough on my oxygen. We get this up and running. Because more I'm just having more demand than what these pumps will do. But we almost have this checkpoint done. Okay. Sure, we'll drop more water in here. Okay, this one's done. We can deconstruct. Kind of forgot I had to get this roof here. There we go. We got our box made. Starvation is... they're fine. They're just slow at the moment. You're fine. Okay, we can get this all deconstructed now. Then we deconstruct this. Like, please don't trap yourselves. So, like, I think you may notice where I said, like, leave room for a tube and stuff. I did not leave room for the launcher. So, like, I'd have to add 3 more tiles to put a launcher. I could put one down here just so dupes can launch themselves up. But we may just adjust our ladder and just plan for ladder fire pole in our base. Now, we do want oxygen. We will get our carbon skimmer down here. Get our automation of filter gate. And then our plumbing. We will want to do igneous because we are going to be using our water line. So... Okay, and then there's more for later. Okay, I need these bridges out of the way, I know that much. So probably the last thing we get in today is we'll get our carbon skimmer. And then once again, just for a future proofing, trying to think of where I would run cooling lines later. So we'll set bridges up in advance, which I like to run my cooling line like one above the tile. Kind of looks like baseboards that way. So we'll just get the bridges down now. For this bridge, which goes like this. And then we just get bridges out of here. I gotta get that bridge out of the way first. And I can also, this also helped clear a lot of the old line out. I do have it that polluted's already on the polluted side, so that's convenient. Or wait, no, I do want that to be insulated. Just waiting for them to get that built. It's be a little slow just because of where our ammo docks are at the moment. Okay, for now... Yeah, this is going to cause stress for a little while. That's fine. And on coal. Igneous. We'll get more igneous once we're kind of done building and clear out. We have a lot of stuff we're going to clear out for our next project. Now we're just waiting for stuff to get delivered. Dude, big hit of food. Like I said, we're at 170. We got about 100,000 kilocalories before I need to throw down mealwood. Few more cycles, our hatches will be at capacity. Get the last of this water line kind of done, and then I think that'll be a good point for today. No, industrial machine. It's an easy fix. We have a lot of extra room. Oh, that problem. Get clean water got in. Fine. It's an easy fix. Once this is all kind of flowing. A lot of it at the moment is just waiting for it to start flowing. Still no builders. Cancel requests. It's also, I think they're taking long because I only have 3 Atmos suits getting used. Because I have an Atmos suit over on that side. You can get down there and work on that once the suits are charged up. Just the first ones they filled are the last ones. The first ones they supplied are the last ones that were going to get filled. Just because I know... Okay, empty pipe. Get the water out of the line. Our other door here. The reason I have doors even on rooms I'm not going to be doing is if we do nature reserves later. Okay, there we go. Should be all fine to run now. Waiting on the last of the tiles. A rat nest of wire, but it's very much a just I need it to work right now kind of solution. Oh. Just wonder why this wasn't getting done. One more tile. Disconnect off there just so I can get the old line cleared out, which means this doesn't need to be here. Don't need this. I don't need this. Don't need those. Put this out to get the last line cleared. And I think we have the basis of a base. Waiting for this. I was like, I didn't already clear it out. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. We have a little water down there. Guess I destroyed a tile a little too soon. But there, we have the template for a box base. We're kind of just waiting for these Atmos suits to fill up. But all we need to do is, like, once these are kind of charged, we may just tell everyone to move in and kind of move our docks down. Let's do that now. Okay, easier thing. Put everyone on default. Dupes are only allowed in. So, let's find our dupes. Okay. Move into the base. John. Move into the base. Ren. Move into the base. Oh, Amari's also there. Move into the base. Okay, everyone else is already in the base. I don't know what tile I took out that made polluted water everywhere. Or gas overlay. A little bit of polluted oxygen floating around. So, for that reason, that shouldn't flood. Just in case. Take that down a little more. Okay, everyone's in here now. So we can get rid of our old docks. So then the next thing we want to do is stations 2, 3, 4, 5. I can go much further. For now, we're just going to do 5 per side. And of course, we do clearance always. Okay, and then we deliver our suits. I guess I missed a tile. There we go, we got a box. So I'm gonna pick up one more Atmos suit. I just need to make 3 more. Be a little slow kind of getting going. There we go. So now we have a box. So for the most part, all the oxygen that we are making from this pump should only be going to stuff we need, such as our Atmos suits and our base. Keep an eye on stuff, because I don't have a lot of vents going right now. I'm also not moving. The amount of oxygen I need is going to run the system very hard if I don't reprioritize how I was doing stuff. Just because I kind of split the docks. But that'll be a problem we get for next video. The next video, our goals are going to be, we're going to need to get a auction machine going and water storage. Well, I like this. We are starting to get the end of our algae. Like I said, it lasts us till cycle 100. We could probably go further if I really start clearing stuff out. But where we have so much water, we're going to make the switch to electrolyzers, which means we're going to build a spawn. So that will be for next episode. We'll get into kind of building a spawn, things you want to do. And then also just throwing down a water tank somewhere. Probably over here, because all our water's over here. Anyway, we has a base. Still some more projects in here we will need to do later, but we got the basics and we got room to, we decided to go and build it so we have room to expand for later. But that'll be it for this video. Thank you for watching.